Ophir Dayan says it started her first month at Columbia University.
I was speaking on the phone in Hebrew, and this person just looked at me and said, "Stop killing Muslim babies."
The 24-year-old sophomore is part of a pro-Israel student group called SSI, Students Supporting Israel. She says her scariest moment was last year after her group hosted an Israeli beauty queen. She says she and several members of her group were surrounded by dozens of protesters.
5 pro-Israel students in the middle of 70 angry protesters, and nobody did anything.
Dayan is the daughter of Israel's consul general in New York, Danny Dayan.
I don't know if it's because of my dad. I feel like all pro-Israel students are getting targeted.
Dayan says much of the harassment comes from the pro-Palestinian activist group SJP, Students for Justice in Palestine.
They stop by, screaming at us, Nazis, terrorists, and walk away.
We reached out to SJP, but our emails went unanswered. But an SJP member who would only give his first name did interrupt our interview with Dayan.
Is this about SSI and SJP?
One of Zach's major complaints seems to be over a recent protest on campus and some of the people who had been there.
What are your thoughts on bringing the JDL?
On Twitter, SJP posted photos showing members of the Jewish Defense League, labeled a terrorist group by the FBI, standing alongside the pro-Israeli students.
Your members were there when we asked the JDL to leave.
Okay, because they keep coming through to all these events.
Zach also denies that his group is threatening pro-Israeli activists.
Unfounded and unsubstantiated.
A review by the Student Governing Board that oversees campus groups did dismiss complaints that Israeli activists were being threatened or censored. And in a statement to I-24 News, a spokesperson for the university wrote, "In a society and institution committed to open debate of contentious questions, conflicts inevitably arise. We have many resources available to support students who may feel concerned about their safety. And we promptly review and investigate reports of discrimination or harassment where appropriate. The safety and well-being of our students is always of paramount importance." But, according to the New York-based Jewish newspaper, the Allgemeiner, in 2017, Columbia ranked as the 3rd worst school for Jewish students. Do you think there should be a Jewish state?
If a Jewish state, same thing. It's the same answer. If by Jewish state you mean a place that is only for Jews, which is probably what you would agree, that's not what I'm not down with that.
You can be critical of Israel without being anti-Semitic.
True.
Do you think they're crossing a line?
Yes. I think the line has to be drawn when you are against the existence of Israel, period.
But Zach insists his group isn't anti-Semitic. Full disclosure, I went to Columbia. I studied here several years ago, and I personally never experienced any anti-Semitism or saw pro-Israeli activists get harassed or bullied while I was here. I asked current Jewish students if they've ever felt targeted.
Not at all. No.
I don't feel necessarily that, my safety is at risk, but I think that if someone does feel that way, then the administration has to take certain necessary precautions.
Dayan says she wants the school to do more.
Let us know that you care about the pro-Israel students and you protect them.
Still, Dayan says despite the harassment, she will continue standing up for Israel. She's more concerned that other students will be too afraid to voice their support. In New York, Shayna Stulin, I-24 News.